Kevin, a strong defense, effort tonight for the game. You and Clay and Jordan combined 3 blocks in the last 1 minute. What do you see out there from the guys? Thank you.
Well, we just emphasize helping, and Jordan is probably the best shot blocker behind me. Nah, but me and Jordan, we try to wreak havoc down there and helping and closing the paint up, especially when he's at the 5 and I'm at the 4. And he's really athletic. He's really good at going chasing the basketball, and so we just try to be there for each other and get our hands on some basketball so we can get out in transition.
Kevin, how close are you getting for those dreams of MVP and championship? And I know Cavaliers are coming to town, but how close are you getting? What's happening through your head right now for the coming days?
Well, I'm just gonna go home and enjoy. My mom and my brother's here tonight, so I'm gonna hang out with them tonight. And I don't even know what's gonna happen in the morning. I know we got a game tomorrow night, but yeah, I just take it a second at a time. So that's what's going on in my head right now.
Hey, Kevin, Lonzo was praising, I guess, your guidance and chats since his rookie season started. What kind of feedback have you been giving him?
Well, I just told him that I love what he's doing. Just trying to encourage him and let him know that it's always just about basketball. Don't worry about the other stuff. It's always coming down to the game, and you can see that he's getting better and more comfortable. So I know I feel good when people tell me what they see in my game. So hopefully I can provide some type of encouragement to the younger players in the league, because that's what it's all about.
What have you noticed with the Lakers, these 3 games against you guys, of just them being able to make it competitive, and then where do you guys draw from to close it out?
Well, we're just more experienced than them, to be honest. We know how to play. We know what plays to run, like Draymond said earlier. I mean, they're a new team. Kuz is a big part of their team, and he's a rookie. Lonzo's a rookie. He's a huge part of their team, and they just Lonzo feel like he just got out of high school, so they're still trying to figure out the game. But they play hard. They make the right plays. They can score. They can shoot the 3. So they got all the tools. It's just about their experience. And I think over time, after so many tight games, they're going to start to figure it out, and it's going to be scary. So I'm glad we got them out the way. We got 3 games out the way with these guys early, because hopefully they stay the legs stay fresh towards the end of the season. But like February, March, you're going to see a different team, I think.
Kevin, how connected do you feel defensively with Draymond and Jordan in that kind of front line there? Do you feel like there's some chemistry building there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we practice it every day. We always go over shell defense and where the help needs to come from, and who, we make adjustments on the fly. Coach does a great job of, before the game, letting us know what the matchups are like, what we're doing this game, and everybody just try to lock in. And we know we can't stop a team unless it's 5 of us out there doing it. So, you got to credit the coaches and also credit the players for just being aware and staying locked in.
Back to Jordan, what have you seen? How has his game evolved, to the beginning of the season? He's really, really athletic, and now he's kind of seeing the game through. Like, how has he evolved in your eyes?
Well, he's just getting more comfortable. I mean, repetition and experience is the father of learning, and you just continue to do it over and over again and put the time in, and you go through what you need to go through in between that, like, the mistakes, the turnovers, the missed assignments, or a few times he went up to try to block a shot when he didn't have to, and we gave up backside rebounds. Like, that stuff that he's getting, before I even tell him, he's like, you're right. I know I'm not supposed to go help. I'm just supposed to stay on his body to rebound. Like, he's getting that stuff. And to be honest, he's helping all of us out as well. He's telling me what he sees and how I could be better along with the rest of the guys. And that's just being wise beyond your years, man. It's maturity. But the basketball side of it, he's just going to continue to get better through his experience.
Steve, what did you think happened in that fourth quarter Laker run, 17-4, and then what did you guys do to change that?
The biggest thing was the turnovers. I mean, we did a great job in the first half defensively of keeping them out of transition. They play faster than anybody in the league, and We had, I think, 5 turnovers at halftime. They had maybe 4 fast break points. They got 20 fast break points in the second half. Most of it off of some careless turnovers. I think we had 10 turnovers in the second half. So a lot of turnovers. I thought Draymond was great all night, and then I think the lack of game minutes over the last couple of weeks may have caught up to him a little bit early in the fourth. He just looked a little bit tired, and sometimes fatigue can lead to some turnovers, and he had a few of them right at the beginning of the fourth. And then he came back in and did a great job down the stretch defensively. And so we righted the ship just by staying solid and taking care of the ball.
How exciting was it to watch that front court you had out there with Bell, Durant,
Yeah,
Draymond?
yeah. They were really good, and we had tremendous energy in the first half. The building was electric, and but that's a good young team over there, and they continued to fight, and they really took it to us in the second half. Turned into a great game.
You mentioned pregame you wanted to see more of the Bell with Draymond and even KD out there. I mean, does a night like tonight kind of punctuate that you need to see him with those two more?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan obviously had a huge game, and when you play a young athletic team like the Lakers, who are playing small all over the floor, you have to have that type of versatility. You got to be able to guard inside and out, and that's what Jordan does. KD does it. Draymond does it. So it's nice to have that across the board on your front line.
And you've spoken about Jordan's potential before. Was this the game that you were waiting to see from him?
I think it didn't shock me. I mean, it's not like I've been waiting for it. I was waiting to play him with KD and Draymond to see, because I think the reason he had 20 and 10 is because there was so much space. The Lakers were playing every passing lane and trying to get out into our ball handlers, and so he was just roaming and had plenty of easy hoops, and that's what we were kind of waiting to see with that combination. So I thought that was great, but he was really impressive. Did a great job. Yeah, no coincidence. I think I think with that kind of speed, with the spacing, and we'll see when Steph gets back if we can play that lineup a little bit too, and the way the league is, it's getting smaller and faster, and more 3-point shooting. There's still a place for the big centers, and we need all of ours, and there's going to be games where we're going to have to battle big guys down low, and then there's going to be a lot of more games like tonight where it's 3-point shooting everywhere, and it's a drive and kick game, and you need that smaller center.
Hey, Steve, what common threads have you noticed in these 3 games from the Lakers and their ability to make all of them pretty competitive?
Well, Lonzo Ball likes to shoot against us. Apparently he can't shoot against anybody else, but he shoots against us. Every time we play them, it seems like pregame people are saying what's wrong with his shot. I'm like, he makes all of his threes against us. So I really like him. He's a really good player. He generates a beautiful tempo and pace to the game. He's unselfish, and I like their group. Ingram and Kuzma, Josh Hart's a nice player. They got a good young group, and Luke's doing a great job with them.
Coach, back to Bell. How has his game kind of evolved? Like, he's always had the athleticism, but kind of thinking the game through. How is he involved from that standpoint?
I think the biggest thing with Jordan is just continuing to learn the NBA game. It really is a different game, and he wasn't like the superstar at 13. I mean, he was kind of a late bloomer and came along really well at Oregon. He's an interesting player because he's got good instincts, but he has to kind of learn the patterns. Once he sees the patterns, then he really is instinctive, making plays and helping. And that's one of the reasons we've brought him along slowly, is we wanted to make sure he was seeing these patterns at both ends of the floor. Offensively, catching the ball in the pocket and making plays, and then defensively, seeing all the rotations and knowing where to be.
Steve, just to have the extra couple of bodies, reinforcements in a game that with that kind of tempo,
yeah.
How important was that?
Oh, it's huge. I don't think we win that game without Andre and Draymond and just the number of players we had available. I thought Nick Young and Omri came in and did a really good job for us. It's great to have Draymond back after his absence. I mean, he brings a an energy to the game that otherwise was lacking, I think, last game. And but both he and Andre, coming off injury and illness, we needed both of them.
McCaw was in the closing lineup for Andre. Is that Andre flu? Maybe recovery, or were you wanting to see McCaw in that closing group?
Both. I thought Andre struggled a little bit. Such a rare game for him. He had 4 turnovers, and clearly he was affected by his illness. And so we were weighing. We took him out at his usual spot mid fourth quarter. We usually go back to him for the final few minutes, and we were just waiting to see how Patty did, and he was great. We got a nice little tempo. He made a couple big plays down the stretch, and I like leaving young players out there down the stretch of big games just to, make sure they feel it, and it's a good way to progress. All right.
Great, thank you. Jordan, where is this point tomorrow with back-to-backs into the rest?
At this point, no. Yeah.